Hey everyone, so we are jumping back a little bit to finish off this data exploration handout. So I'm at the bottom of page 10 of our note packet. And so just as like a super brief kind of reminder about where we are, we've talked about exploring a single numeric variable, we've talked about exploring a single categorical variable, and we've talked about exploring the relationship or the association between two categorical variables. And so now what we're going to do is, this is titled Comparing a Numeric Variable Across Groups. Really, this is looking at a numeric variable for different levels of a categorical variable, which we're calling our groups. And so we're going to ditch the baseball because we've kind of used that enough, and we're going to look at some data that was collected from a school district in Michigan. And so the data that we have are salaries from 71 teachers. Some of these teachers have master's degrees. Some of them have bachelor's degrees. And so take a second to go ahead and pause the video. And even if you don't write anything down, just think about what the categorical variable is in this example, or the groups, and what the numeric variable is in this example. All right, so categorical variable, that's going to be, I'm going to call it degree type. And this has two levels, right? Because it has master's or bachelor's. There are no teachers in the school district who have their PhD. So it's just two different levels. Numeric variable is the salary. And so we can see on the next page what our graph is going to be for this type of data. The most common graph to make is side-by-side box plots. And so we've already covered box plots for a single numeric variable. This is just making that box plot twice. Once for teachers with a bachelor's degree, which they're abbreviated BA, and a separate box plot is made for teachers with a master's degree, which is abbreviated MA. Our y-axis is called base, and that just means that that's their base salary. And so that's in dollars. Okay, so the question now is, does it seem like holding a more advanced degree is associated with higher base pay for these St. Louis school district teachers? And so St. Louis is the name of the district in Michigan. And so we could look at our box plots, and to me, I guess it doesn't really seem that there's that big of a difference in salary. The median salary for teachers with a bachelor's degree is slightly higher than the median for teachers with master's degrees, but they're pretty close. And so I'm going to say no. The median salaries are very similar. And so that's kind of surprising, right? Like, wouldn't we kind of expect the master's degree teachers to have a higher salary since they have a more advanced degree? The other line of reasoning that we need to use is that there's also this kind of large amount of overlap in the box plots. So you could add, and there is a large amount of overlap in the spreads of the box plots. All right, so the fact that they overlap a lot means that they're really not that different. And so that's more evidence that there isn't really this association between base salary, between degree and base salary. Okay, so I did notice that I mislabeled this. 1,000 pardons, that should be degree. That's not the base salaries up here. All right, and so we could also see from our side-by-side box plots that there's this outlier here. So this teacher, the outlier is marked with a little dot, only made $20,000. And so take another kind of second to go ahead and pause the video and ask yourself if that point should be removed from the graph. All right, so I would say yes. Perhaps this teacher is only working at half time, but the important part is that if we removed it, we would need to report it. So teacher works half time, so we could remove that point, but we need to report that we excluded that observation. All right, so it's really important when we're doing this type of data exploration, if we remove an observation, we want to be completely transparent about it. It's pretty sketch if you remove a point but don't say anything, because then it's kind of like, where do you draw the line? And it just doesn't look great. It's nice to be transparent when working with data. All right, so we're not done with this example, but we'll finish it up in the next video. As always, let me know if you have any questions.